In this video, I'm going to show you how to use your ASQSE screenings dashboard to have a list of the most recent screenings that you've done and be able to kind of find children who scored in the above cutoff, the monitoring zone, and the well below zone as well. To do this, we need to get to the ASQSE screenings dashboard, and you can do that by coming up to the dashboards at the top, clicking on it, and clicking on ASQSE screenings here, or clicking on ASQSE screenings in the left side menu. On the dashboard, you'll see a table. In this table is all of the ASQSE screenings that your program has done since starting to use PIDS. In the table, you can see information like form date, child name, the interval, meaning the age of the questionnaire that was given, the score that was on that questionnaire, the interpretation or the score type given the score, and then the program that the child is in. This is what we're going to use to kind of find children who scored above in the monitoring zone and well below if wanted. So there are kind of two ways where you can do this. I'm going to start with the easiest way, and then further on in this video we'll kind of show you how to transfer this list into an Excel document. The easiest way to find children who scored in those different zones for the most recent screening is to use the search bar here. So for an example, if I want to find children who scored above the cutoff, I could type in the search term above, and then I can either hit enter or hit search or wait. Either way, then it's going to filter this table so that only the screenings that resulted in a score type of above cutoff are present. Now, if I just want to find the score results from the most recent screening, I can use this column here, the form date column, and just sort it from the newest screening to the oldest screening. It's actually currently sorted that way. That's kind of the default for this dashboard. But if you're in a situation where that isn't the case, you would just click on form date until the arrow is pointing down, the arrow here. So right now the arrow is pointing up, which means it's sorted from the oldest screening to the newest screening. If I click it again, it will now sort it from the newest screening to the oldest screening. So right here you can see, and I'm just going to highlight to show, here are all of the screening results from my most recent screening, and in this, in my fake situation, it's the fall of 2020, that resulted in a score type of above cutoff. Please keep in mind as you're watching this video that this is the test site, which means that all of the names are all the names and data are fictional. I can do the same process to find children who scored in the monitoring zone. So I can type in the search term monitor and click search or hit enter or wait. Again, that's going to filter the table so that only the screenings that resulted in a score type of monitor are in the table. And then again, you can see the arrow is already pointing down, which means that it's already sorted from the newest screening to the oldest screening. Again, I will highlight just to show you that here are all of the screenings from my most recent screening that resulted in a score type of monitor. And again, I can follow the same thing to find the score types of below or well below. If it would be helpful for you to have this information in a different format, for example, an Excel document, there is a way to do that. You will follow the same steps no matter what you want in that Excel document. I'm going to show you how to get a whole list of the most recent screenings, but if you really just wanted monitor or above cutoff, you would just use this search bar and follow the same steps. So to get an entire list of all of my most recent screenings in an Excel document, I'm going to first kind of X out of my search bar just so I can include all of my screenings. So now you can see that all of the score types are present, monitor, well below, and above cutoff. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my list is sorted from newest to oldest. Again, I just want my most recent screening. So it already is because the arrow is pointing down. Again, if you're in a situation where it's not pointing down, you just click on form date until the arrow is pointing down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this table into an Excel document. So I'm going to click, hold, and drag. And while I'm doing this, I'm just looking at the dates to make sure I'm only including my most recent screening. And again, in my example, it's the fall of 2020. As you can see, it's going to go on to the next page, but I can only copy and paste one page at a time. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to right-click, copy. I'm going to open an Excel document. In the first column of the second row, I'm going to right click, paste special, and I'm going to click text. So now you can see that it made me a table, just like it was on the website, where all the different entries are in a different column or a different cell. And I can expand those columns so I can see all the information. If I want, I can put in some headers. So like date, child name, interval, score, score type, and program. If I want to get really fancy, I can bold them so that they kind of stand out. Now, if you remember, this isn't the whole list of all of our screenings from our most recent screening. So I need to go back to my PIDs and go to the next page and then keep copying and pasting in the same way. So again, click, hold, drag, right click, copy, go into my Excel document, right click, paste special, text, okay. So you can see the list continues, and I'm still just in the fall of 2020. And you can see if I go back to PIDs again, I might go on to the next page. So I'm going to go on to the next page until I have all of the screening results from my most recent window, which was for me the fall of 2020. So I can see there are 3 more that fall in that fall of 2020. So I'm going to click, hold, drag. I'm going to stop here because you can see my next screening takes place in April of 2020, which would be considered the spring of 2020. And I really just want those screening results from the fall. Right click, copy. And then right click in the next cell down, paste special, text, okay. So this is a Excel sheet, Excel tab that has all of my screening results from the most recent screening that I've done. I can now sort this list by clicking on score type, sort and filter A to Z. And I want to expand the selection so that everything filters or everything sorts. So now you can say I have above cutoff at the top, monitor, and then all the screenings that resulted in well below underneath that. I can use this list if I wanted to track what follow-up was provided to children given their ASQSE results. This might just be a nice list to have to share with your leadership teams in order to kind of figure out plans or figure out next steps. So that's how you use the ASQSE dashboard to sort of make this list or identify those children who scored in the different score type categories.